Hey, this is Adrienne, and I'm so glad you're here. Power, control. Most of us like to have these things in our life to a certain extent, and yet we give it away often. I have a question for you. Whose job is it to make you happy? I used to think that my mood was totally dictated by what was happening around me. And, on my bad days, kind of it still is. But generally, I've discovered something life-changing. No one has the power to make me feel any particular way. I need to give them permission to do so, but it requires a conscious thought, a conscious choice to find my own source of happiness when I'm in the midst of challenging events. Case in point, a bad driver. Now, I'll be honest, they piss me off, and sometimes I really lose it. But beyond the first second or two, once I've been startled or frightened by a questionable choice of another driver, after the first few moments of that initial gut reaction, after that, I have a choice. I can either get swept away in the momentum where I lose my control and power, or I can shift my mood and actually take the control and power of my own experience and mood. I like that idea. So let's talk about momentum for a second. As humans, we love momentum and we easily get swept away in it. Think of a fair. Think of the rides that we pay for. You know that cool feeling of momentum on the rides? Hey, here's another example. Consider the last time you went out with the boys for a drink or the girls for a drink, and you had that experience where one person points out something that seems so stupid to them, and suddenly everyone's in the bandwagon. They're pointing out things that they think are stupid, and then a whole conversation emerges, and it's created around stuff that makes us mad or stupefies us. That kind of momentum really gets rolling and it can be fun. We feel, I don't know, united somehow. I noticed this in one of my last office jobs. If I walked into the kitchen on any given morning and talked about how beautiful the drive was, the wildlife I saw, the majestic birds that flew over my car, or the flowers I noticed along the edge of the road, people would smile and contribute nothing. But as soon as someone came in ranting about the idiot drivers or the stupid person at the drive-through, suddenly others chimed in until everyone was swept away in the momentum of the conversation. That kind of momentum, even though it's negatively focused, can feel really good because everyone's on the same page, bitching together as one. And as humans, we're biologically driven to get along, to belong, and to be accepted by the people around us. So, you know what? It feels really good when we're all commiserating about the same thing. And it can also make us feel superior because we're not the, pardon me, stupid moronic toads on the road or wherever that are clearly not as good as us. So, yeah, a little sprinkle of ego going on there too. So, momentum can be positive or negative. It can evolve or devolve the mood. Our society is so quick to judge, to condemn, to point out what isn't working. And hey, I'm all for improving things, but you also need to notice what does work. So this noticing what isn't working, it seems to build on the supposed knowledge that our happiness and our mood is reliant upon whatever is happening around us, but it isn't. So when I'm driving and I come across a challenging driver, the truth is I often still react, but I quickly shift my focus to what I appreciate around me and what I want. So I notice that in truth, yeah, there's one idiot, but there are hundreds of drivers who are doing a really good job. Oh, and look at that person signaling their lane change. I love it when people do that and communicate effectively on the road. And look at that lovely driver letting someone in. I focus on what I appreciate and what I want to see more of. Give it a try. When something sparks total frustration or anger, see if you can take a deep breath, notice the feelings, then make a conscious choice to shift your mind to something you appreciate, love, or want to see more of. Why bother? You may be asking. Well, that's easy. It feels much better. You'll be able to live your life with more appreciation, more love, less stress. You'll be able to bring better energy and create a better atmosphere with your people at work, at home, or in the community. And that means more productivity, more innovation, and better relationships. That feels good. And all it takes is the noticing of your emotions and thoughts and a simple redirect to what you appreciate and what you'd like to see more of. I had a partner once. We were living together and he wanted a bigger TV. We had a big TV. He wanted a bigger TV. I asked him why we needed one, because frankly, it wasn't in the budget. And he said, it will make him happy. I said, oh, really? So when you come home after a frustrating encounter at work, you'll just walk into the living room and the feeling of joyful happiness will take over you because you see this bigger TV? He said, yes. Okay, not everyone gets it, and he was definitely not for me. But we all know it didn't work that way, right? Cool stuff can definitely influence our level of happiness, but it's not reliable or predictable. But when you realize that you can make this shift within yourself, it does become reliable and predictable. Just look for what you love or appreciate and mean it. No one and nothing can make you happy. That's an inside job. And yes, it takes a bit of self-management, but the good news is it gives you your power and control back about how you choose to feel. And I truly love that there are people like you who care enough about their well-being to even listen to this podcast. Thank you so much. I wish you a day of happy noticing and at least a few moments when you feel enveloped in love, because you are. I hope you'll tune in next time. Take care.